Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Take note of the pink colour at the moment because it will go soon. No, it won't go soon. Hopefully it won't. Thank you for joining me today. Been a lovely day here. I hope it has been nice where you are. I've got a load of restocks of things plus a newbie. So, a couple of newbies actually. So the reason why I've gone for a pink background here at the moment is one of our lovely subscribers suggested, why was I using a white background when you couldn't see the card quite so well, which I do agree. But unfortunately, despite 3 big lights in here plus overhead spotlighting, it just, whatever you do as the background changes the colour of this completely. And we were talking about this yesterday in a workshop, and I thought I'd go with a pink background today just to see if it helped. It kind of does, but unfortunately this looks like a wishy-washy, and it is the most beautiful colour of baby pink. So what are we going to do for you today? We have got restocks of the large daisy flower as here. We've got the large leaf back in stock, so those two together. We've got a selection of new card, which is a bundle including these two, which is baby pink and carnation pink. In real life goes together even better than what you can see on here. And we've got a new die, which is, well, kind of this one here. And it's called the Curvy Panel. So it's really simple. It's designed to work with a 6x6 card, or with a little bit of extra, a 7x7 card, which this one is. So the two sizes are covered easily. And I'll tell you how I came about wanting to do such a thing, and then I'll show you how it's so simple to put together. And I'll do it on a 6x6 card. So this lovely curvy edge here, as you can see, is something that I think looks really very, very attractive on cards. And it's usually formed by simply getting a piece of longish, I haven't got in here to show you, a long piece of metal, which is in a curve, just a thin, straight piece of metal. And you place that on your card and you cut out your curve. Well, that's what the theory is. But I have to say, I have always had a great deal of problems doing that. It seems to bend the edges, as called an edge thing, it bends that very simply, very easily. The pressure in my machines tend to bend that too easily. And I can never quite get it absolutely where it should be and straight. And so I tend to not use them. But I love this sort of panel design. So I've thought, well, do you know what? If we just had something that cut out a shape and then you made that into the panel, perhaps we're okay. You decide. But I think that we are very much okay. In fact, more than okay, because there's a very simple thing, but it goes a long way. So I'm going to pop that one to one side for a minute. And I'm going to bring in some of my card. And this one is the carnation pink. So it doesn't look pink anymore now. It looks grey because I brought in such a white colour. It's unbelievable. If I turn that over, you would see that is white. And can you see that the background is now going pink again? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. Anyway, it's pink, okay? It's pink. So I'm going to grab my frame and I'm going to pop that straight onto my card blank. Now this is white, so it's single-sided. So just to pre-warn you, it's single-sided. So I'm just going to pop that onto there. Very simple shape. Going to cut through any machine that you like to have, I think, because it's not got all the intricacies and needing a lot of pressure. It will be a really easy one to do. So I'm just going to run that through. And as I said, we're going to do a 6x6 card blank there today. So that one will be a bit different. We had a brilliant afternoon yesterday with our workshop ladies, who made some lovely cards, and for which they've been putting onto the website, the Facebook page. So do grab yourself a coffee and go and have a look at those, because there's some gorgeous ideas. So it simply cuts out like this, and that is my shape. Now I want 2 of them, so I'm going to cut them both out the same way. And whilst I'm at it, I'm going to take the centres of my large daisies, and I'm going to cut that out as well from this carnation pink. And I've gone with the Art Deco Birthday Wishes die as well. I'm going to put that at a slight angle so that it cuts well, and cut that out all at the same time, hopefully. So let's just pick those up and pop that through my machine. And I've already cut out from the baby pink card the large daisy, which is 3 large daisies. They are all slightly different sizes, but only very, very slightly, so that it's just noticeable, really. Let's put all these pieces together. So we've got our second panel here, like that. I mean, I did think of doing two panels, and then I thought, why? Because when we put them together, that's what I want to achieve. So I don't need 2, I only need 1. Don't need twice the price, do we? Sounds to reason, really. So there you go. Take out these centres here, pop these out. So these are the centres for the daisies. I'll show you, remind you how the daisies go together in just a short while. So that's my 2 centre pieces for the daisies. Let's put them over there. And then I've just cut through for the Art Deco Birthday Wishes. Whoops. Just take all the little bits and pieces out, because we don't want all those stuck in there, do we? So just take out that. And I thought that that went really nicely with the card, so that's what I'm going with. So like that. Actually, do you know what? I should have done that one in a lighter colour. I'll do that in a second, because I think it should have been done in the lighter colour, because otherwise it's tone on tone. I don't think might fit in there. We'll see how we go. So we've got our 2 panels. Now the way to place them is placing them looking at this edge, the outside edge, where we've got 3 straight edges, not paying really attention to that second piece there. And they will go so that they are as even as we can get it within our card. And they've been designed, as I said, so that they fit within a 6x6 card blank, which this one is, but also going up, it also is absolutely perfect for a 7x7 as well. Now I'm just going to check. Not 100% sure I like it there. But I could bring this down very slightly, and then maybe it would fit. We might not. Let's see. However, let's see what else we can do with our curved panel, because although it's lovely as it is, we might want to change things up a little bit. Now what you can do, obviously, is pop them through an embossing folder. And so here's one I've done earlier, which is in the baby pink, but it's embossed with a Tiny Dots Spellbinders embossing folder, so it gives you a very small pattern. I suggest you don't want a massive pattern on something like this on a 6x6 card, and so that works really well as well. And of course you can layer them a little bit if you wanted to, putting the outside curved edge, because they're all the same, so we're fine with that. If you haven't got such an embossing folder, or you thought, nah, don't really want to do that, why not take one of the pieces, doesn't matter which one, And I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. Now this is an inch scoreboard, and it's marked in every 1/8 of an inch, she says, not really knowing. Yeah, 1/8 of an inch. So it's all these little channels are all 1/8 of an inch apart. And it gives a really lovely effect if all we do is just use those lines. Now I want to do it so that the lines show up on the pink side and that they are standing proud, so that they are embossed on that side. So therefore I'm going to work from the back of it. So that's from the white side. I'm going to use the smallest end of my embossing tool. And to start off with, it is a little fiddly because you've got to get right in the corner. But once you get to about 1/2 an inch and each bit has been done, you can simply just continue. And all I'm doing is going along every single line, every single channel, which is every 1/8 of an inch. And it's a really simple way of giving this card a very different look if you haven't got a suitable embossing folder, or just don't want to do such a thing. So I'm just going the whole way along, just going in every channel. If you're doing it on a scoreboard affair, a paper trimmer, so like I do sometimes with a paper trimmer, and I've got the embossing scoring blade on there as well, then I might not do it every 1/8 of an inch. I might do it every 1/4 of an inch. But when we turn it over, we've now got, let's just put it away so that you can sit properly. We've now got this beautiful concertinaed, if you could call it that, but embossed piece, like a ribbed piece. Do you remember those, if you've been doing crafting for a long time, they used to have those ribbers? Ribbers? That's probably not what it was called, but like a little machine that you put the card in and it crinkled it all, which is great. But it would bend the card, and in this case obviously it hasn't bent the card at all, so that's where we're going. And then when we bring this over, that gives another whole look to our card. So if we show you there a bit closer, so I've still got this one plain at the bottom, and I think I will keep it plain, and you've got that one at the top there. So I'm going to pop my card to one side, turn this over, and I'm going to put some foam onto the back of these, just so that they show that channel in the middle up nicely. So I'm just putting a couple of bits, a couple of lengths of my foam there. And that's done that. Now, when I went up a size, I'll show you that again later, but when I went up a size, to sort of fill in the gap as such, I just made a card blank behind it, which I thought was quite nice. Actually, do you know what? I think I'm going to go that way round. I'm going to have my ribbed bit at the bottom. I'm going to put that down the bottom there, and I have my plain bit up at the top, like that. So I've got those two in place now. Now let's see. Birthday wishes is going to go there quite nicely, I think. So let's have a look at our lovely large daisy flower. So as I said, we've got 3 sizes, small, medium and large, although they are hardly any different, but they work so well by being like that. And then we've got the 2 centers, which I've already cut out, and that is in the carnation pink and this is in the baby pink. So just to simply put these together, I'm going to bring in my moulding mat, which has, are going to be bright yellow now. Now we won't know what colours they are, will we? The camera won't be able to work out all this. And I'm also going to bring in my large ended moulding tool, I find that's quite a good one for that. So I'm going to take, first of all, going to take my large piece, large one. That's my largest daisy. Not moulding anything at the moment. I've put glue into the centre. I'm taking my middle-sized daisy and I'm offsetting the petals very slightly, but I'm going to stick that just down in the middle and use the pressure just very, very slightly of my tool just to make sure that those stick together nicely. Then I'm going to put glue into the centre again, and I've got my smaller one, and again offsetting them slightly so that it's more or less in the middle. But because they are just fractionally smaller, it works really, really well. So I'm just going to put that there. And press down a little bit. Give that time just to grab. Bring in my two centres, and I'm going to use the largest end just to almost draw a circle around where the petals finish, and then just bring it up to the middle, and the same with this one. Bring it to the middle, and then I'm going to do it with my smaller ones so that they have got a slightly smaller centre. So they are now quite cupped, as I think that you can see. And then, I might need that in a second, I'm going to bring in my flower again. So I'm going to put my smallest centre into the biggest centre, and again offset them very slightly as much as I can, using the ball tool just to make sure that they stick together. And then bring in my finished daisy, which is completely flat at the moment, and I'm going to be bringing in my glue and then my centre of my flower to there. Just going to hold that a second, and then I will, whilst it's sitting there, whilst I'm holding on to it, I'm just going to flick up some of the petals that are round the edge, just to give that daisy a little bit of life. And if only you could see how beautiful pink that is. I mean, that looks a beautiful pink, but when you put the two together, that actually looks pink and white there. And it ain't. I wish you could see it. So yeah, it does show a beautiful change there. So as I said, we've got those back in, and we've also got the large leaf die. Now, although it is a large leaf, clearly, I'm going to use it and usually use it for foliage, for background. So I'm not really using it as a leaf at all. I've cut it out in white. I didn't want to bring in a green colour because I felt that the contrast was not necessary. Let's put that yellow out of the way. So subsequently, I have just cut it out in that white so that it falls nicely onto the pink. You're not going to see all that bit there. Now, don't forget, I want to also put in my sentiment there. So I don't want, just have to see if I can do it, because if not, I should cut it out. Don't think I can. I'm going to have to cut it out of a different colour because I don't want it to show like that. Now, this end here, this is going to be a bit, just a fraction too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim away, to start off with, the last leaf and the stem on there, so that it's more on this corner. Do you see what I mean? So that it's just on the corner, because when my daisy goes on there, I'm not going to see that that is broken away a little bit. One more chance. No. So I'm just going to take a piece of the baby pink, and I'm going to take my birthday wishes again die, and I'm just going to, a second, just see if I had a scrap of it, but I haven't. So I'm just going to get another sheet. Oops. And I'm just going to trim a little bit off and pop my best wishes, birthday wishes, I beg your pardon, through again, because it would look better. So I don't want to include, as we said, loads of different colours on this. I'm just keeping it to the basic colours. Okay, we'll use that one. I'll use it as a secondary. I'll add this one to it. Okay. So whilst I'm putting these two together, we'll just talk about workshops. So as I said, we had a lovely workshop yesterday, and we have got dates for our April workshops. Now, we've decided, or kind of I've decided, but it seemed to be quite a popular idea, that we're going to do a few, shall we say, intermediate based workshops. So they're a little bit more involved. They can be for the beginner, but you will need to be familiar with things like scoring and cutting to, you know, things to certain sizes. And some people don't find that too easy. So I do appreciate that that workshop, or those type of workshops, are not for everybody, but we will be doing different techniques and different bits and pieces. So that's the first one of that, is on Thursday the 11th of April already. Obviously that's a while off, but I will be putting that up on the website shortly, in the next day, a few days. For anyone that would be interested in doing that, you'll be able to see what we are going to do and what is involved and what you get for your workshop. It's an online one, so it don't matter where you live, whether you live local to me, which some people do, or on the other side of the world, like other people do. We have people from all over join us, which is brilliant. And you don't even have to be there on the day, because you also get a video afterwards and written instructions by our lovely June, who wrote a novel this time. It's beautifully illustrated, so if you weren't there, there would be absolutely no problem of you being able to catch up with anything. So you can see with this one that I simply laid the baby pink straight on top of the other one that I'd cut. It gives it a little bit more substance, isn't totally necessary. And I think I'm going to put that one at the top there this time. So let's put that into place and put a little bit of glue on that, and then stick our beautiful daisy into place. So it is a large daisy, as you can see from the card. The daisy is probably about almost 3 inches big, which is, I think, a really nice focal point for a flower. And I know a lot of people already have it, but they are back in stock again. So all the things I've shown you are in stock over on the website. The oval focal frames that we introduced last week are on order and will be back around about the 8th of April. So if you were looking out for those, which sold out very quickly, they will be back in stock around the 8th of April. Just going to stick this one down now. Now, I do, as always, don't want to put these leaves down flat. The bit that I will be sticking is this sort of area, because that's going to go into the center of my sort of channel there. So I'm going to put the glue onto this middle bit here and just onto the flowers. When you do take this leaf out, do note that it is very not fragile, but you do have to be careful, because it is so delicate here. Just be careful when you peel them out that you don't sort of pull before it's released. It releases absolutely fine, but it has got a tendency, if you go over, not, well, I say a tendency, I've never done it, but it could have a tendency to tear there if you're not too careful, if you go a bit like a bull in a china shop. I'm going to take my silicone glue and I'm going to put more than just the one blob on there, because again, it's going into that sort of channel. And so the channel is not flat. It's needs possibly a little bit of extra on there. Turn that over, and that's going to go in that corner there, so that the white of the large leaf just comes over and shows it without you having to worry about placing leaves and foliage. It's already sort of done for you. So that's your 6x6. Let's bring back in the 7x7 again. So very, very similar, but different, in as much as I've swapped those over, different colours, same colours that I've used, but in different ways. But this is the 7x7. As you can see, it is sort of bigger than that. And all I've done is then place these on this carnation pink. I cut to 14.5 centimetres square, and then placed my panels within it. I could have even gone a little bit bigger, to be honest. It could have taken maybe a 15 centimetre square. Could have worked quite well as well. But there you go. So that is our brand new curvy panel frame. Not extortionate by any means, but a real handy way to just think, oh, don't know what to do. That'll do. We'll do that. I will be using this again. I can see a real flow of flowers there, or maybe even for Christmas we can use it. We can put Christmas embossing folders on it, snow and snowflakes rather, well, and snow, with your big poinsettia. Oh, that would look lovely, wouldn't it? Gosh, yeah. Oh, I shouldn't be thinking about Christmas now, but this time in 9 months it'll all be over, won't it, really? No, it'll be Christmas Eve in 9 months' time. And that card will be sitting there with red and gold. And then these will be beautifully embossed with a poinsettia embossing folder. Your great big poinsettia will be here with Merry Christmas. I'm getting carried away, clearly, aren't I? So I better leave you. So, as I said, we have back in stock the large daisies, we have the large leaves, we have the 5x7 easy frames, which were what we used on this. So this is the 5x7 card, and the 5x7 easy frames there. They're all back in stock. You have the pink, carnation pink and baby pink card. You also have some other card, lilac and navy blue and the most beautiful copper. So that's all over there. And where do you need to go? You need to go over to maximumcrafts.com. Hold on, where is it? That's where you need to go. maximumcrafts.com. And the bits and pieces are all ready to come out to you. So yeah. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Now that's gone really pink again, hasn't it? Because I put a lot of white there. It's bizarre. I just don't know. I just don't know. So thank you very much for joining me. I will be back on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. And then Easter Sunday, I will be here. Can you believe it? I will be here. I'll be here at 6 o'clock normal time. I've got another new die set to share with you. Very, very pleased with how this one's turned out. I'm always saying it, but this is slightly different, and it's my favourite slightly different one. You'll see it when you see it. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Don't forget, thumbs up down here somewhere. That would really be great. And if you could make a few comments after we finished on the YouTube thing, that would be great as well. So thank you very much. Bye.